Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Peter, and today we're going to be talking about maintaining a healthy work-life balance. So this comes with lots of different areas. So what I'll start off with talking about is how we can prioritize our time. So, for example, in days like this, work can get on top of you. So what I tend to do is make a list. So in the morning, I give myself three or four certain things to do, and I prioritize them in order of how important they are. So for example, number one, get up, get showered, get changed, watch a bit of TV, and then number two, start the college work. Um, and then there'll be a couple more other points then just to try and break up the day. So what I kind of suggest to start off with you guys is how would you prioritize your days? How do you start off a busy college day? Who would like to start with it? Anyone want to talk?
So, when it comes to prioritizing the work, I always believe in actually making a particular timetable. And right after I get up, I believe in getting up early in the morning. So I get up around like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and I get up and I plan like from 8 to 10 I'll be doing this particular task, and from 10 to 12 I'll be doing maybe college assignments. Post that I'll be cooking, and then I'll be doing music. So it's like I completely have a plan for the day, and I plan it for the next 4 days, so that I do not have to every day get up and plan for the day. So I like to plan for 4 days in advance, so that it's in my mind like what exactly is expected from me, and like
Mhm.
so I can put my best efforts and complete the task.
Yeah, I think it's always handier to have a plan. Just mentally thought out. Not even written down. Just even if you have a plan in kind of your head, because I think
Exactly,
everything kind of works
just for
smoother.
the for our psychological sake, that that we have a plan, and so that when we want to execute our task, we know that when we have to do it, and you know what exactly we need to do, rather than being confused and taking a number of days to think firstly what to do and then what not to do. So I think having a plan in place helps us to really execute the task.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like Rohan as well. I like to get up early, get up around 9, have breakfast, start college work for 10. And then I like to do it up until like 2 or 3 o'clock, and then take a break for about 3 hours, go for a walk or a run or whatever. And then
Mm,
I come back and do maybe like 6 to 9 again. And then that's it, bed early.
yeah. It's weird. Like everyone, like for example, my mother said to me, "Get the college work done early. So as soon as you wake up, go and study."
Yeah,
But like everyone has their own kind of window of when they study best. So for me, like
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
studying at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning doesn't work for me. I'm still not awake. I, I
Yeah,
I'd
100%.
I'd kind of do my own thing for a couple of hours until I'm awake, and I kind of get my best work. It kind of starts from, we'll say, 12 noon, and then all the way up until like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Obviously, I wouldn't study for 8 hours straight, but I'd take breaks in between. But for me, like if it's before 12 o'clock, I'm not good.
Yeah, but see, for me then, like if it was kind of like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock and I was going starting, I'd be like, oh, sure, there's no point now. The day's gone. So,
Yeah, exactly. Even uh, I'm similar to Connor, like in terms of like doing the studying for any subject or any project. I need to do it like from 8 o'clock to maybe till 3 or 4 o'clock, because post that my mind stops working in terms of really thinking about the project and everything. So after 4 o'clock, I need to plan out some other things like music or some other things where
Mhm.
anytime you don't feel that boredom, like when you do something that you have passion in it, like music or dance or anything or meditation, it can be done any day. But then if
Yeah,
I have to do projects and study for a particular subject, then I need to do between 8 to 4, because that's the time when my mind is really active and to think about ideas.
yeah, I get you.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's interesting though. I learned something in my undergrad degree. Like in school, teachers would say, right, if you want to do a good leaving cert, you have to do 3 hours of study a day. So after school would finish, I'd go home and I'd just stare at my book for 3 hours until 3 hours was up, and then I'd just go watch TV.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
So-
really you realize like the energized kind of study you needed. Like, so as you said, like it's pointless
Like-
studying for 6 hours, staring at and not learning anything. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I learned, and especially what I've taken into the master's degree this year, is I just study until I feel I have enough done for that day. So some days it could be half an hour. Some days it could be like 5 or 6 hours. It just depends, like, you know?
Yeah, you're better off that way because you're only wasting time otherwise.
it's literally
Oh,
working
sure.
to failure. Like until you stop actually taking anything in. Like you need to know when to stop.
Exactly.
It's the pressure.
So
The pressure is crazy. Otherwise, like you're just gonna burn yourself out.
So for all you viewers at home, don't burn yourself out. Study when you know you have enough done. Don't necessarily just give yourself a time frame and then stare at the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So another good thing about topic on work-life balance is finding time for yourself. So our last two podcasts, we've been talking about meditation and fitness and exercise. But another good topic is prioritizing times for you in the calendar year. So for example, what I like to do to make me, say if I'm going through a stressful time or work's getting on top of me, is I kind of plan breaks a few months ahead. So for example, in September of last year, when we were starting our college degree, I was finding it really hard at the start, and it's getting used to studying again. So what I tend to do is I go on the website and look for cheap flights away for a weekend or something.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so over Christmas, I had booked a weekend in Newcastle to visit a couple of friends over there. So that's what I did, and it was great. Just the excitement of looking forward to going away on a break, and that kind of rejuvenated me in terms of studying. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what do you think, boys? Would you do that kind of stuff? How would you get through the calendar year?
Well, when it comes to me, whatever assignments that I do and projects that I do believe in taking breaks, because really taking breaks actually helps you to come back more stronger and will come back with some clear ideas. So I always believe in this method of giving rewards to yourself. So like, for example, now I'm a musician, so I'm a singer. So when I do a particular task and after 2 hours I want to take a break, so I reward myself, with singing 2 songs probably, and that helps me actually start thinking about some ideas and calm down myself and start for the next thing after the break. So for me, it's like really giving reward to yourself, any reward, like you can set those rewards according to your likings. Like for me it is music, so for you it can be yoga, or it can be any other kind of rewards. And giving rewards actually helps your mind calm down and come with greater ideas when you come after the break.
Yeah, totally agree. So yeah, that's a very good point, is rewarding yourself, because we all deserve it, to be honest. We do, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any add-on points there on that point, boys?
But you need something to look forward to as well. I think that's just basic human nature. I mean, you can't. What are we doing all the hard work for if not for our breaks away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do you, any of you planned any breaks away?
I was
Yeah.
meant
Well,
to
I
be
had a
going.
few, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, talk about it.
Not anymore.
What did you have somewhere to go, Conor? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was meant to be going to Benidorm with the lads in July, on the 1st of July for a week, and then I was meant to be going to Cancun as well with my girlfriend in September, but none of them are going to be happening now, unfortunately.
Be delayed for a few months. That's all.
Yeah,
It'll just be delayed for a few months. That's all.
Yeah, a few months. Yeah.
But so in terms of interests you'd have now, what kind of programs are you watching on Netflix and stuff these days, guys?
I think that's all we can do, isn't it? I know.
Netflix. Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. Disney Plus and chill.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Shout
Do
out.
you watch Disney Plus? Everyone's raving about it.
God, addicted, man.
What's the favorite program you're watching at the moment?
What did I watch yesterday? God, I forget. I'm literally, we were watching so much films, like, because I never used to really watch films, and I'm just like, there's so many now, like, it's literally 2-3 a day.
And like that, and Netflix are actually adding even more stuff now because everyone's like at home, so they're expecting more.
Yeah, actually, there was even a stats that Netflix has really doubled its subscribers in throughout the globe.
Has it?
Yeah, it has really, like in India also, it had a very low penetration, but post this coronavirus thing, it has really increases subscribers because people do not have any work related to do. So people are taking the Netflix subscription and seeing a lot of content.
Yeah. So in relation to our course as well, another thing I like to do is, because obviously we're going to have our degrees in a few months, please God.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Huh?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what kind of helps me, because sometimes I'd be kind of worrying about what's next in terms of jobs and stuff. But fortunately, I kind of have a couple of friends that have done marketing before. So what I tend to do every few weeks is I get in contact with them and just basically ask them how work is going. So, for example, I have a friend working in Cook Medical, which is in Castletroy in Limerick. Dylan, Connor, you probably heard of that.
Yeah.
But so he's in market research. So basically, he goes around the country, not even going around the country traveling, but even through phone calls and stuff, and he'd be ringing doctors just about medicine that's been approved and how they're finding it and how their clients are finding it. So basically, what I kind of do to help me is I just basically get information off them on how their work is going and how I could use that experience to help me for when I finally do work. So the question for you would be, in terms of what you want to do next, would you kind of keep in contact with people or keep researching stuff that you do want to do after you finish the degree?
Yeah, definitely. But I think I found myself getting a bit kind of, I don't know what the word is, kind of really tied up in it, a bit too much, kind of obsessed in regards to like looking for. The other day now, I was like, right, I got that mindset, where it's like, right, I have to kind of look for something to do after, like, what am I going to do and what's the future hold? And I was looking at all these jobs and I was like, it's like a rabbit hole you can fall down, like, and you do have to kind of be careful with that, I think, not to worry too much, just kind of do your best and hope.
Yeah, I get you.
So for when I had to consider like what exactly I need to do post this situation. So my dad is into marketing field. So he said like the next best thing that is going to come up is ethnography, and people are really going to have jobs in ethnography because that's going to be a upcoming thing after this situation. So
really?
Yeah, so that's one thing that even I was thinking about, because I was always a good observation researcher, and I used to observe little things and take note of it. So that was good news for me. And also secondly, since I'm a singer, I was really planning to form a band and do something. So I have two roads with me, but I really need to see that how much to invest in both, and what to do in each of the tasks. Let it be music or let it be ethnography.
So is ethnography something that's going to be bigger on a global scale, you're saying, Rohan?
Exactly. It's going to be in a global scale. It's going to really be a huge thing.
Interesting. How about yourself, Connor? Would you kind of...
So apart from that graduate program I applied for, I haven't really looked into it at all because I wanted to move to Australia for 2 years, and to be honest, I don't really care what I do over there, just once I get to go.
Why don't you tell us a bit about the graduate program you're looking at doing?
It's just a marketing graduate program for Tourism Ireland, but it's in Sydney. but it was meant to be starting in August, but the coronavirus happened now and everything. So we've no idea what's going on at the moment. So it's looking like it won't be till next year anyway.
Really?
I'd say so, yeah.
There's a lot of people
Because-
in that boat, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've read that Australia are more than likely not going to open their borders until 2021.
Ooh,
21, really?
Yeah, yeah,
I tell you what, I've family over there, and my aunt is refusing to send her kids to school. This was weeks ago before anything even got bad, because she knew what it was going to be. She's a nurse herself, like.
Yeah.
She was refusing to let her kids go to school. Like, it's mad, though. It's just mad. Everything's happening. Like.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
so Connor, you work from home. You work remote.
Yeah, well, not all the time.
Not all the
Sometimes-
time. Cool.
Yeah, sometimes we have to work in office, but I'm not working at the moment because of the coronavirus. We're not classified as an essential business. But I'm happy that I'm not, because last Christmas when we were doing the exams, I was just working all the time, and it was just impossible. Just being in college all week, then going home, having to work all weekend, not being
Yeah.
able to study over the weekend or see anyone over the weekend or anything. So I promised myself anyway that I was going to, if we were still open, that I was going to take a couple of weeks off. So kind of in one way, it worked out for me a bit.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You work from home as well?
Yeah, because I was just wondering, because like my situation as well, I'd find it hard to kind of balance the work with the life because we're working from home. Find it hard to differentiate the kind of right now you're in college, because it's like you're in college or wherever you are, and then you go straight home, but you're not
Yeah.
home. You're working for the next like couple of
Yeah.
hours, and it's just like home is supposed to be that kind of like sanctuary away where you can relax after a tough day in college or studying or whatever.
Even though my work, it doesn't really consist of a lot of concentration, like I'd still be able to watch Netflix and stuff while I'm working. So it's not too bad. But like, I'm not the only one. Our manager even said, like, just once we reply to people to emails and chats, like
Yeah,
we can do whatever we want.
that's fair. That's fair, I suppose. Yeah, but yeah. Would you find it hard, even just like, even though like work wouldn't be, as you said, like very very difficult? Like, would you find it hard to, I suppose, find time for yourself because of that? Like when you go home, it's like, you as you said, you still kind of have to work like and do stuff. So
Yeah, it's just a thought after college, but like sometimes it can get busy, like, and you just don't get
Yeah.
to talk to anyone or anything, like, and you have people annoying you and stuff,
yeah.
and yeah, it can get frustrating. All right,
Mm.
what about yourself?
I wish I could give some words of wisdom, but I probably have the worst work model there is, like, because I work freelance, so like it's all project based.
Oh yeah,
I think it's kind of something I picked up from my undergrad. I did animation and motion design, so like it was all project based, it was all practical. So it was very
Yeah.
much like get it done as quick as
But-
possible. But at the end of the day, it never will be really finished because it's so like subjective and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I tend to try and work, get all my work done as quick as possible. And like that's obviously not good either. Like, that's something I'm trying to work on, rather than
yeah. You kind of be better off just kind of tip away that.
100%. Like, because I mean, deadlines are there for a reason, but I often jump the gun a bit, and I'm like, right, the
Yeah.
deadline is in 2 weeks. I'm gonna get this done in 3 days.
Yeah,
Because then I won't have to
100%.
worry about it. Like, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah,
It is
that's
what I'm working on. Like, but
That's an interesting point about deadlines. So how do you find meeting deadlines? How have you always found deadlines? Would that make you stressed working deadlines, or is it good knowing that you have an end goal to work for? Like for me, what?
yeah. I'm just like, I kind of leave it kind of to last minute, basically. Like I'd have not, like say if I had something due in 2 weeks time. Like I wouldn't start till like a couple of days before.
You're a
So
pressure worker. Yeah.
I prefer working like that, because if I was just at home, I just would be putting it off the whole time anyway. But like I know that the deadline's coming up, so like it gives me motivation to get it done. Like
But you know what? Some people do actually work better like that. You know.
yeah, I much prefer
Yeah.
working like that.
I know an illustrator. He's actually quite famous, and like I remember he came in to give us a talk before in my undergrad, and he was like, "I bet you expect me to come in and be real like professional and stuff." And he was like, "No, like he's like I get all my work done in the last like day or two. So he might get like a brief a month before, and he's like, I do all my work, and like he's proper famous. Like he's a big time illustrator. Like, and he's like, yeah, I do all my work last minute, and his stuff is fantastic.
That's actually
Yeah,
bad.
because I'm completely opposite in that, because I do not like last minute things actually. So I do want to complete 4 to 5 days in advance.
Yeah, I'm
before
definitely like you're on as well. Yeah.
it's due. But the thing is that, as you said, the people have their own methods. Like their optimum work is done differently. Like many people like to do it last minute, and many like to do it beforehand. But then in both the cases, the quality of the work is according to the way we are going to approach the work. So if we are able to complete the work in 2 days, it's good. But then if we are not good at completing the work at last minute, then I guess starting a little bit early is not something bad, because it's according to our ways of working.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I find a bit difficult is if I start too early and I get it finished too early, I almost, or even if I get it half done, I almost forget. I get out of the rhythm. I forget what I had done previously.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
depending on my mindset, when I go back to it, I might think it's either a load of rubbish or I have no idea what I was talking about, and I find it hard to link things together. So like if I had an essay, I did one page and then did a second page. The second page could be completely different to the first page. So I'd rather get everything done in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird though. I mean, when I was doing my undergrad and all through school, I was a last minute person all the time.
Yeah.
But I was only last minute just purely because I was lazy.
At least you're honest.
I just wanted to put it off for as long as I could until I know I had to do it. Like, but this year now, I'm just working to a routine the whole time. I just try and get my work done, not as fast as I can, but like we were saying before about making little lists and kind of planning your days ahead. So after each day at college, I kind of have a list of what I'm gonna do when I get home, and that was the best kind of way to work for me. So thankfully, I was always on time with my work, that kind of way, you know. It's just everyone has their own way, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Any other?
So I guess the moral of the story is that everybody has their own styles and ways of working, and when it comes to really see that what is the quality of the work, it really depends upon the people's approach towards the task, because you cannot compare both the things, like working last minute is better, and working doing the work much early is better. You cannot compare those things, because those are two different styles, and according to what suits the people, I think that's what it really matters.
Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's that's actually a great way to close, to be honest. I mean, it's what you like that matters, isn't it?
Exactly. It's how you work, do you know, how you work. Different styles, different methods, like, do you know.
So basically, the main points, folks, watching is managing your time well, making sure you take time for yourself, having a good social life as well. Obviously, in these terms, we can't have a great social life more we're used to, but that doesn't stop us from making contact with our friends over the phone and Zoom and stuff like that. So it's just managing your work, managing life, and having a work-life balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks folks for listening.